Hi all, I'm Lady Galaxy, and this is just a little something spacey I whipped up. Took me a minute to decide what it is I wanted to paint. That happens sometimes. Just stare at the white paper till I see it. Hey look, there it is. And the planets, and I'm off. For those of you who don't already know, I have been painting this way for more than 20 years now. I spent the first 13 years of my career traveling all over the United States, performing at fairs, festivals, concerts, charity events, bike rallies, and birthday parties. Truthfully, I'll paint anywhere you'll put up with me long enough. After a series of family events, losing some people very dear to me, and having my own children, I'm doing a lot less traveling and a lot more mothering. As a matter of fact, I wanted to use the original music that I was painting to. I'm gonna test the waters there. But in the background of this audio, you can hear my family cheering and screaming and celebrating with their new holiday gifts, which is actually a very lovely sound if you're not trying to make digital content at the same time. Our kids got a lot of outside activities this year, some climbing things for our tree and some archery things and whatnot. We like to encourage the outside play, of course. I am going to put it out in every single video I make until I finally make the contacts with my old DJs and supporters, and that is that I need some music I can share. I want to be able to paint to it and have you hear it. My concern now is a lot of the stuff I paint to is mashup. So there's classical and old rock and funk and pop and hip hop, all to the electronic beat, which, let me tell you, is fabulous, but also illegal for me to share. And mostly because there's so many artists in one song. Like, for example, I actually have a remix of Snoop Dogg and the Grease theme song from the movie. It's phenomenal. But I would have a lot of people to get in contact with to be able to use it. So, if you're making music, I sure would love to collaborate. Meanwhile, in my little barn in Missouri, I'm just over here painting pictures and doing my thing. You'll notice here I'm using all sorts of recycled objects to make the planets. I see some flower pot bottoms and some container lids. I also use, oh look, there's an old bowl. In a couple of the videos, I'm actually looking for an old glass, an old wine glass that lost its bottom, so it looks like a funnel. And I can't find it anywhere. It flew out of my hand one day painting. While I do have a nice sized barn, it should not be large enough to completely lose an item. Like a lid. It's a cup. It's a glass. It's a plastic. It's a funnel-shaped item missing in my barn. Oh, just gonna paint that background now. I sure do miss my audience being in person, because then you just laugh with me and talk to me and tell me how crazy I am, and and then we all just get along. Oh, I do some funny things too. Like, the reason that paint can went way up in the air is because I was tossing it to position my finger. I'm so used to performing instead of just painting. And I do a very strange mix of the two now because it's just me alone in the barn with a tiny little JBL speaker in the back. No, I'm not sponsored yet, but that would be a fun one. And I'm jamming. That little speaker rocks out my whole barn. And even my husband said he could hear the music in the garden the day I was painting this. And so, it's a lot of fun for me. But I miss the audience. I do. I miss the interaction. And I did send my proposal to New York State, so I'm waiting to hear if I'll be back in Syracuse. That would be a fun comeback after babies. That's one of my greatest audiences, the Erie County and Syracuse fairs. And of course, Poughkeepsie. Little shout out to all my big New York spots. I should shout out to Bangor, Maine, and various parts of Louisiana. And if I don't tell the Sparta folks in Wisconsin hello, I will probably get some dirty messages on my phone. And not like the ones at 3 a.m. where some of you still have a business card from 15 years ago and you decided you need to call me and remind me of what you thought of me when I performed at your local fair. Oh, the stories I could tell. The stories I could tell. Do you know why I don't tell those stories? Because some of you have stories you could tell. Oh boy, are there some Lady Galaxy stories in this world. Thankfully, through most of my career, cell phones and pocket cameras were not a thing. So, there's that. Speaking of which, I am also on a hunt for old photos and old videos. If you did happen to get some pictures of way back when I was performing, I sure would love to see them. I know there's a handful floating around on YouTube at the moment. Of course, I've been trying to claim them and copy them and get them on my page, which is not easy, but I'm working on it. And as you see, I'm definitely doing my best to make more videos. And next, we need a website. That one we need bad. I need somebody who speaks web. I need somebody who speaks technology in any way, because I would like to set up my sound system and hook it up to my recording device, and I would like to have a website that I can change the photos on pretty regularly. We'll get there. I promise we'll get there. Oh, look, I'm jamming out now. Just a few finishing touches on this one. You have to watch me though. I always say just a few finishing touches and then I add more, and then I add more. Because I'm the artist and I can do that. And without an audience, it doesn't matter how long the painting takes. To be honest, I can always edit it shorter. This particular video is 9 minutes long. And most of it is painting. So I would say this is at least a 8.5 minute painting. It seems to be my average is about 8 minutes. And I definitely know I'm not the fastest in my art form, but many times I have been given credit for being one of the most creative, with literally hundreds of designs, series that have been named, paintings that branch off of each of those series, paintings you make up, paintings I make up as I go along, paintings that are stuck in my head. That looks like the signature to make it complete, and this is a little something spacey, painted for you, by me. And there it goes! Oh, I'm glad that one didn't fall. And here you have it, a little something spacey by Lady Galaxy. Do the things.